What's going on, people? It's your man the White B back once again. So we got a bit of a, it's like that one for you, man, right now regarding Conor Hen, egg or hen. Listen, man, I ain't even trying to dust this dude like that. I think he did okay. He didn't proper punk out. Yes, some people have pointed out he did look a bit like KSI versus Tommy Fury. He's just hopping around. But listen, man, he's young. His first big fight, whatever. I ain't trying to beat up on dude, but he be doing things that are just off key. So let me set the scene for you before we get to put the meat on the bones here. We've all seen the press conference. Conor Henn's sitting there. Oh yeah, the doctors have told me that Chris Eubank jaw's hanging off by a thread. I punched his jaw right off for him. You heard it, the press conference. I want to play it in a minute. Conor Benn says, "Oh, you thought Fraser Clark's jaw was bad. You should see Eubank's." Stroking out and shit. That's what he says here. Oh, he's hospitalised. Oh, I punched his jaw off. Let's play the clip now and we'll get to where we're going with this. Because this guy, listen, man. I don't really have to like, he don't care, he's paid. He don't care whether I like him or whether you like him or not. But classless comes to mind. Do I care if people aren't classy? No, but it's cringe. Yeah, the bars and what I'm going to show you in a second is cringe. Anyway, this is what happened at the press conference if you haven't seen it.
And it's a blessing to be flying back on British soil.
Oh, I've sped it up, wait there.
Is there a high level of respect between you and Junior now?
I mean, I wish him well. You know, I know he's gone to the hospital. I've heard he's got a broken jaw.
I put him in the hospital and I punched his jaw off. Yeah, looking like Fraser Clark's cousin. That's what he says here. 2-2s now. Bear with me here. And in the meantime, yeah, Conor's been putting out these videos, so he's you can listen. Oh, YB, he's not really having a dig at Eubank. He didn't know. How would he know the jaw was broken? What is he sitting? Oh no, the footage. Are you telling me he's got a plug? Are you telling me he's got the plug to the doctor? This is like a half an hour later. You're telling me half an hour later he knew his jaw was broken. Impossible. Anyway, he starts putting these videos out like this a day ago. These videos here are fake, people. Let me tell you now. I'm going to prove it to you in a second. But he puts these cringy videos out. I'll play it here. Look, watch. He's like posing in the mirror and whatever else, feeling himself. These videos were filmed a week ago, is the truth. How do we know these videos was filmed a week ago? Oops. Oops. I haven't even got to the biggest oops yet. Oh no, wait, I've messed the play up here, man. I've messed the play. Let me rewind a second. We're gonna get to the big oops in a second. But in fact, no. Since we're here, since I've cucked myself with the plays, we're gonna go through this now. Look at this cat here. Look, all twist up on the. This is leaked as well. Yeah, my doggy bench along put me on. My sad connect. Yeah, my sad connect put me on. This is ripped allegedly from Victoria Benn's phone. This picture here, man. Stop playing with me. Oh, sorry, looking in hospital himself. How mad's that? Oh, punch his jaw if he's in hospital. Now, listen, if this story ended right here, you could say, well, even then it'd be corny. If I sat there saying, yeah, he's in hospital, I punched his jaw off, I'd make sure I didn't go to hospital. I'd damn sure make sure the YB didn't pattern up the Mossad connects to get this leaked photo right here. With Ben on, he looks like he's going through it, man. And the worst thing is, this picture is 22 hours ago. Point. On Monday, he written off. Never mind Saturday night. He writ off on Monday. So you know these videos are these are fake videos, man. When he's like, these are fake, man. He in hospital. You was in hospital, bro. Now, the plot thickens. Let's get to it where the plot thickens and that. Where is the plot thickening? The plot thickens here. So 4 hours ago, he puts this. This is on his official Instagram. 4 hours ago. Not knowing, we know. He's been in hospital for 4 days, is the truth, man. Yeah? His missus said, the side of the fight no one ever sees. I thought you was fine. I thought Eubank was the one who had his jaw hanging off. You got your eyes closed. I mean, it's life. And honestly, man, I spoke to the people. I spoke to the medical institution. Seriously, I've called them up earlier. I said, hey, man, I'm the YB, the top presenter of boxing, yeah, doing a story. Can you let me know Conor Henn's medical condition? They said, listen, they went, I swear down to you, man, right now. The doctor was like, it's 50-50 YB. touch and go. Yeah. I couldn't call it at this point. That's what he said. Yeah. The doctor said it's 50-50, couldn't call it. And look at it here, look. He's got his family praying over him. His grandma's been floated. This might be the last one. That's what there's... People, don't take my word for it. The doctors told me this might have been his last day on earth. Yeah, look, they're praying over him, man. Come on now. Stop playing with it, man. You don't start praying over someone with their eyes shut. Unless it's serious, man. He was 50-50. We don't know if he was going to pull through. Not my opinion, man. If you got a problem with what I'm saying here, you speak to the doctor I spoke to. He told me it's 50-50. Anyway, let's get back to this bit here as well. Right? So forget all that now. Forget, for just a second, forget all I've talked about so far, which is all factually true, proven, from the Mossad links, okay? Here's some more bars for you. So, Conor Benn, not knowing we know he's in hospital, he's been there since Sunday morning. Sunday. The whole of Sunday he was in there, man. Stop playing. The whole of Monday he was in there. Stop playing. He just got out. Anyway, peep this. Conor Benn repost this message. Yeah? It says, Monday, Eubank discharged from hospital as Ben returns to gym. Conor Benn is another level. So it's basically saying, look, Conor's putting all these videos out in the gym. Eubank's been going life and death in the hospital, and Conor's training. He wasn't training, man. There was fake videos. There was AI videos, because we saw where he was. Oops. We saw where he was. Yeah? Your family was praying over you, man. You weren't doing no training. That's called a spade there, man. You went to hospital, laying down. Now, I'm sorry. I don't believe, oh, well, YB, you know, it's just precautionary. If it's precautionary, they don't lay you in the bed, man. You can just sit up in a chair and get your... whatever you're getting. This looks like a write-off to me. He's flat out, spark out with his eyes shut, man. So the point is here, whether what I'm telling you is funny or not, and I've gone a bit far with it, that might be the case. Some people might say I've gone a bit far with it. The point is, oh yeah, Eubank's in hospital. Oh yeah, this, that, the other. And for him to double down, it's one thing saying that, or even that was in bad taste, really. Oh, I've heard I broke his jaw. Who told you that, Eddie Hearn? Really? Come on. Eddie Hearn told you broke his jaw, but you lost the fight. And that even worse, you had a 36-year-old man who, listen, man, come on. He had no water in his leg. He was cramping up, is what I've been told. He had massive cramps in his leg. You saw him. You saw Eubank sipping drink in the chain. He was late for the ring walk. He's sipping bear drink in the ring kind of, what do they call them? Not administrators. The event managers. They're saying, come on, Eubank, Chris, it's time to walk. And Eubank's like, get me some water. He gets into the ring. He's gagging for water still. Eubank is 36 years old, had no legs underneath him, had a broken jaw, and he still dogged you. He old manned you in there. That's what he did. And even having said all that, for Ben to repost this, oh yeah, Chris is going life and death, has just been discharged, and I'm in the gym. I'm a different level. Again, you lost the fight. Again, you was in hospital too. I just don't get what he's getting from this. And it's not like he had a wicked performance and he got... Listen, if he'd got robbed here, I'd have probably been backing him. And I'm not someone who's fake. If I thought Conor Benn bossed the fight, I'd say that. I'd say, listen, man, Eubank punched up. I wouldn't lie on this. I've lost money before. And Bivol, for example, in the second fight, I'd say, listen, man, I'll give it to Bivol. That was closer than this one was, but still, I'm not going to argue with it. You lost this fight, man. And to lose it and be sitting here and playing these games... If you'd have been robbed, I'd get it. You're irritated. How could I... Listen, if Ben had won 8 rounds clear, yeah? Or 9 rounds, or dominated in some form or fashion, and he's irritated. He's like, I beat this guy. He's punched up in hospital. I'm out here training. I get it. But you lost, legitimately. And you was legitimately in hospital, man. There's no amount of AI moody videos and Drake songs that are going to take away from that fact. So I don't know what Ben's trying to prove here. What's he trying to say? I'm really hard. Because what are you, a gym champion? And it's looking that way, to be fair. You're the champion of the gym warrior. To be honest. Oh, I punched up William's skull in 2 rounds. I knocked his head off. I had Muhammad, I flew Artur Beterbiev. Swear down. Nigel Benn was like, we flew Artur Beterbiev in, and he couldn't last more than 40 seconds. Swear down, you heard the video, man. Yeah. Apparently, they flew in William Skull and Beterbiev, and they were both doing 2 rounds in, 2 rounds out. Beterbiev and William Skull, and Ben just paced them both. Yeah. Skull didn't even make it to the second round, and neither did Beterbiev. They were supposed to do 2 each, 2 on, 2 off. Ben got rid of Skull in 30 seconds, and got rid of, I think, to be fair to Beterbiev, he's a bigger man, so apparently Beterbiev lasted about 90 seconds in there with Ben. That's what he said, man. I swear down to you, man, right now. I swear down to you, man, right now. That's what he said there. Yeah, we're knocking them all out. Oh, we knocked them all out. You're the training champ, man. That's how it's looking. I'm being honest here. From all the stories we've heard, it sounded like you're the training champ. Because you've been training. That's what you've been doing. Training, sparring. The fight, he stunk the place out, honestly. Yeah, listen, he's not a punk. He didn't do what Callum Smith did against Canelo, for example. But that was Canelo, prime Canelo, to be fair. Given how Eubank looked his... Honestly, man, listen. Eubank, Eubank's heart was 10 out of 10, for sure. But in terms of quality, that's the worst last 4 rounds I've seen from Eubank in his whole career. Yeah? Normally, when a young man gets an opportunity, a young, ferocious man who's knocked out Beterbiev 10 times in sparring, who knocked out William Skull. Apparently, Canelo got flew in as well. They flew Canelo in, man. That's why you've seen in Canelo's fighting on May 2nd or whatever. If you look at Canelo's recent interviews, he's got marks all over it. That was Conor Benn. Yeah, because honestly, I swear down, when they flew in Beterbiev and William Skull, yeah, and they realised they couldn't last more than a round with Conor Benn, they then said, we better get Canelo in. In fact, apparently Usyk, I don't know, man. I'm hearing lots of things from lots of different people, allegedly. Usyk's preparing for a fight, otherwise he'd have probably got punched up in there as well. Seriously, man. That's what I'm hearing on the streets. Yeah, so this guy's formidable in sparring. Absolutely the hardest sparring gym warrior of all time, it's looking like. But he gets in there with a 36-year-old, dehydrated dude with no legs for the last 4 rounds, and he got slapped to death. That's the truth here. Yeah, there's no hospital, there's no broken jaw about it. You had your best chance ever. That was honestly. Even the first 8 rounds, Eubank was bossing the first 8 rounds. Seriously, he was bossing them first 6 rounds. He was not in no panic at all. Yeah, did Hen land a few shots? He did, but he missed more. Heaps more. Eubank was in gear 1, and then his legs just turned off. If his legs hadn't turned off, it would have been a 9-3 type fight, no doubt. The only reason this is an 8-4 type fight with some doubt is because his legs give out. Ben wasn't in the fight, man. He was hopping about a bunch. Yeah? I'm not a hater, man. I'll be honest. Would Conor Benn give KSI a run for the jumping jack championship of the world? He would. So I'm giving him his flowers here. If boxing was about hopping around and dodging shots that aren't being thrown, as someone else pointed out, he'd be come on, man. Never mind sparring stories. He'd be the undisputed GOAT. Yeah? Show me how many shots you can slip that aren't being thrown. Shadow boxing. Champion shadow boxer, man. So there's a trend building up here. Conor Benn is a professional, undisputed trainer. He was shadow boxing all night, man. Just slipping, sliding things that ain't there. Hopping in and out, nothing going on. Eubank was standing there, not doing nothing. And Hen's just doing all this stuff. So he's wicked at sparring, he's wicked at shadow boxing, and he's wicked at training after he's had a fight. What he ain't wicked at is getting a 36-year-old man with no legs out of there. Or at least dominating him. Yeah? That's the truth here. So don't tell me about how he's in hospital and how I'm still training. That's not... All due respect, it don't... Honestly, yeah? I'd rather win the fight and be in hospital for 2 months. It's like he's trying to get accolades. Oh, well, I'm training again on Monday. After I got out of the hospital too, by the way, which he didn't include in here. I don't get it. All the media... Boxer Ben Shalom had to put out... Boxer was the only one reporting this a few days ago. I wasn't going to cover it until I saw Ben doing this weird thing. But Boxer was the only one to actually announce that Conor Benn had been taken to hospital for precautionary checks. I guess the thing is the fact that Eubank didn't go to the post-fight press conference. That's what essentially sealed the deal. If that makes sense. Then again, no. I mean, apparently Eubank Jr., because of his father's experience with Michael Watson, his dad tells him, when was the last time Eubank Jr. did a press conference post-fight? I guess he hasn't been in massive fights, so maybe he wouldn't have gone anyway. But the point is, but for whatever reason, Eubank Jr. he's been, even when he wins fights against plumbers, he goes straight to hospital. Because there's no medals for not going. Yeah, if you have to sit in hospital for a day or two, what have you lost? Nothing. You've culminated in your big event. Who cares? It's best to get checked out. There's no medals for hanging around if you don't need to be there. So who knows? And I think it's important also to know. What do we know? Eubank Jr. He walked to the ambulance. He was standing in the post ring press conference. It's not like he was wheelchaired out. He walked there. Precautionary. Yeah. So listen. Did Conor do better than I thought he would? Let me think here. Honestly, listen, he was throwing a lot. He was trying hard to listen. The reason I'm struggling to give Conor Benn the most credit is because I think if Eubank's legs had been like he normally was, i.e. consistent over 12, it would have looked like the first. You know them rounds there, which were like 4, 5, 6. I think 4, 5, 6 would have just continued. Because if you look carefully, Ben blew his load in the first half. Super twitchy, super whatever else for the first 6. But if you look at the last 4, he weren't doing no hopping and no moving. So if Eubank's legs had maintained, it'd have been a proper heavy bag session. It would have been he's getting pieced up session. So it's Eubank ended up having to fight Ben's fight, and still we got slapped to death. So you see my problem here? Yeah? Eubank was never supposed to be having a war on the inside like that. And even when he did, he beat, listen man, when he was fresh, he beat you boxing. Fact. It was only them rounds, what was it like? Maybe, was it, I'm not sure exactly, but 9, 10, 8, 9, 10. That's what got Ben back in the fight. It would have been a boxing lesson, man. Seriously. And the younger man couldn't close out. And it's not Peter, like, Ben himself is now saying, oh, well, you know, Eubank, he used his size on me. Listen, man. Listen. I've seen people using their size before. Eubank wasn't what I'd call using his size. He was literally doubled over. He looked like he was about to fall over. Let me think of an example of a fighter using their size. Golovkin versus Kell Brook. Too big, too strong. Yeah? Concise. Strategic, just way too big, too strong. That's using your size. And the shots are bouncing off. He can't do nothing with me. I'm just too big. That's what GGG said after the fight. And that's Kell Brook, a top class 147 pounder. No one's had an easy fight with Kell Brook when he was at his prime. No one. Errol Spence was getting boxed up for 7 rounds. Anyway, what I'm saying is he used his size. Eubank was all heart. Pure heart. It wasn't him using his size. He was doubled over, man. And I know this because I was back in Eubank and I was sitting there thinking, if Ben knows anything, man, something's going to go left for Eubank. He looked that ropey for me. Right? So if a man looks that ropey and you still can't do nothing, when are you going to do something? You couldn't do something when you were fresh, and he was fresh, and you couldn't do something when he was falling apart. And listen, I believe Ben was fresher than Eubank in them last few rounds. And even then, Eubank was slapping him, man, popping him with shots, and he wasn't really doing much back. That's why he was on the ropes, man. That's why he was on. It wasn't nothing to do with his size. It was some of the sloppier work I've seen, is the truth, man. Heartful work, but sloppy. Let's call a spade here. It was super sloppy work from Eubank. He had no legs, man. And what did you do? They should have been your best rounds. Come on, man. If we're to believe Conor Benn's a world-class fighter, with a dude in there like that, literally coming in like a right angle, that's Eubank's feet. He's coming in like just bent over, and you couldn't do nothing, man. You got slapped to death by a dude with no legs and nothing left. And he out-hearted you too. An old man. That's never the case, man. An old man should never out-heart a young man. Right. A smaller man really should never run out of cardio. You don't. Usyk's coming up in a similar fashion. Relatively. You don't see him blowing, and then the big guys have got gas for days. They're strong in the back straight. Usyk's strong in the back straight, regardless of his smaller. So this whole narrative, oh, you can just be big and lean people. What do you think would have happened to Tyson Fury or AJ if in the last 4 rounds or last 2 or 3 rounds they were coming in like doubled over and just, come on, man, come on. Although that they should have, to be fair, Fury should have tried that. It would have been worth something. Because look at Eubank. It shows you can have a go. You can have a go. And Eubank, like I was worried about at the time, Eubank might have got clipped with something. But it had got clipped storming the beach in Normandy. It's better to lose storming the beaches than it is to be like Tyson or AJ. AJ and Usyk, or Fury and Usyk, they're kind of like, I don't believe AJ or Fury can say they left it all out there like Eubank did. Forget about it. No sorry. No sorry. Don't believe it, man. AJ versus Usyk 2. AJ did not leave the ring like Eubank did. Fury versus Usyk 2. Fury did not leave the ring knowing of every little last piece of my being is in that ring. Eubank did though, man, for sure. Seriously. In recent history, yes, it was sloppy, but there's a scale, right, between heart and skill. So sometimes you'll see a fight where there's maximum heart and maximum skill. Eubank was 10 out of 10 heart and the skill was like a 3 out of 10 or something. But he maxed out that part. That's what he did. He maxed it out. So don't be doing that, man. Oh, he in hospital and I'm in the gym listening to Drake. You lost, bro. Yeah? Just be humble in defeat. Because you didn't boss it like that. You didn't get robbed where you need to be throwing things out there to make you look. Come on, man. Yeah? And all due respect, like I said earlier, we've heard enough about your training, man. We know you're wicked at training, allegedly. We know you punched up Beterbiev in 90 seconds in sparring. The great sparring champion. Oh, well, I lost a fight, but I'm sparring really good again on Monday. Who gives a fuck about that, man? Come on, man. Come on. Anyway, let me know your thoughts, people. Smash the like button, subscribe, like for the bell, 100%. There's no doubt about this on people. Stop it. Bye.